and spotlight and spotlight. There we go. And I think we are restreaming. Let me make sure there. Yeah, we're golden, man.
Great.
Okay. I had to move these things down here from up there because it just I
Make
forgot
sure
what
to
the
tell
reason
everybody what
last
that
week. Yeah.
is.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this awesome Tuesday, November 7th of 2023. Great to see everyone back here again. And welcome to anyone that is joining from the recent interview that Seth just had over with Lisa Shermanhorn. She is from the what is it? The Crown Grassroots Warriors. If you haven't viewed that interview just recently, head over to Rumble. And I think Seth, you might have actually already posted it on your Facebook with a link over there. So head over there and watch it. I just watched that yesterday, and some of the things I did not know about you, that was awesome to actually hear. So, all right. So let me continue with the intro then. So we hold these coherence meditations every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. So in my area is 4 p.m. Phoenix time. Our main YouTube channel is the Cosmic Gaia Community channel on YouTube. And we restream over to Facebook and YouTube currently. Our live here is held on Zoom, so feel free to head on over here to Zoom, and we would love to have you over here live with your lovely face. Otherwise, if you feel staying on YouTube or Facebook, feel free to do that. Any chats that you put in those chats over on Facebook or YouTube, I do see them over here on my monitor, so feel free to chime in. I'll just relay them right over here. The main link for our Zoom channel can be found over at freedomsnap.org/Seth. We also have a newsletter that you can join there, and you can add the event to your device's calendar. Our format that we have here is maybe the first 10-15 minutes. We have a quick little discussion and intro, and then we go right into coherence meditation. We do encourage everyone to do daily coherence meditation. So any recordings that you'd like to go back and watch, feel free to go over on YouTube on the Cosmic Gaia Community channel, and you can watch all the past recordings. We do often prematurely, I guess, end these meditations in case anyone is already, in a trance, I guess you can say. Just feel free to drop off Zoom and continue on your own. Before I forget, these two QR codes right here. I think the one on the left is the YouTube channel. Point your phone at it with your camera, and it'll take you right over to the YouTube channel. And I think this one right over here is for the newsletter and the Zoom link right there. So I'll keep those posted throughout the meditation. Feel free to do point and click those. Last week's title, we actually got into back to basics with the Coherence Meditation 101. And the title for this week is A Collective Embrace, Healing Through Meditation. And we're working in, I believe her name is Karen, which had a recent little encounter. I'll let you kind of go into that there, Seth. And if you do have a topic in mind, feel free to just go ahead and comment either on Facebook or YouTube, any one of these or our most recent live session here, and we'll try to work it into our future meditations. So, I mean, literally, I think there's like an unlimited amount of topics that we can cover.
Greg, could I ask you a question, Greg?
Sure.
Can Karen get on Zoom without downloading it on the app on the phone?
I know there is a Zoom web client version. So if you head over to zoom.us, you can, head over to this link right here. Okay. freedomsnap.org/Seth.
She's on the YouTube now, but that we can't see her.
Okay.
How does that work?
Well, she would have to load up the Zoom client, or I think the web version does offer the webcam ability.
Okay.
So she can still click on that link right there, freedomsnap.org/Seth, and there's that live Zoom link on there. So Karen, if you do see this, please do that. We'd love to see you. I don't think I left anything else. I did listen to that Lisa Sherman-Horn interview just last night, and yeah, like I said, that was awesome. So if you can, I guess, kind of give a little preface there too, that would be cool. Anyway, off to you, Seth.
Awesome. Thank you, Greg. And thank you, everybody, for being here.
Forgot about the water. Grab your
Yes.
waters, guys.
Yeah, if you don't have water, go get it. It can be any, it doesn't have to be water. It can be anything that you want to drink.
Alcohol free.
Sake, maybe red wine. No, I don't
I
drink.
know.
It's funny, that's the one thing I've never done. But it is made with water, so so get your water. And before we start, Karen's mother, Mary, who actually just spoke on Karen's behalf, she reached out to me and told me what had happened. And she sent that GoFundMe campaign with the picture of what Karen sustained. And anybody who saw that, I had so many people reach out to me privately because they saw that image, and it was really, really triggering, but triggering in a very necessary way, because everybody's paying attention to what appears to be going on, right? We're so good at viewing the world from the person we think we are, but that person, the language we speak, the belief systems we have, the opinions, the ideas, most of that we have unconsciously adapted as our own. So the way we perceive and move through information is very contingent upon how much of that stuff we identify with and how much of it we can begin to release and not focus on. And when we witness reality from a place of purity, all the things that trouble us become different. We have a new viewpoint on them. We're able to view reality from a place that we temporarily have forgotten, but that will always be there. And whether you call it God, whether it's universal life force, whatever belief system honors you, it is that energy. It is that frequency of perceptual development that begins to get us in harmony with what's really going on. The real news: go outside on a clear night away from light pollution. Look up at the stars. That's the news. That's what's really going on. And even that is just an appearance. But it opens up the blocks, the restrictions, the things that we have unconsciously adopted as ourselves that we honor and that we're ready to move through and into a more purposeful perspective. And when Mary reached out and we went back and forth, and thank you, Mary, really, really thank you for bringing this forward, because, and Karen, obviously, everybody, hold everything that is being presented here, and all the people you're with, feel it in your heart. And I always have people smile, because when we smile, it's associated with being a child, feeling happy. And even beyond that, it is when we smile and we feel it in the core of our chest. That gets us in tune with what is really going on. With that said, what Karen went through and what her mother contacted me about, this is a silent epidemic. And maybe it's not even that silent, but domestic abuse violence. We are a species that has incessantly been exposed to violence. You know, even the media, the movies we watch, all the things that we're so you call normal, it's riddled with violence. I'm not saying you shouldn't watch it or anything like that. But for me, when I watch my self-governing perceptive capacities have gotten to the degree that when I see that stuff happening or I hear about it happening in the world around me, it's very triggering. Like, I want to hurt people who hurt people that I care about. And that's my initial response. But then, even that, there's a thing that comes online when your instinct and your gut, your intuition in your heart, and your ability to think logically and rationally, when all those things are in harmony, our regular responses, our regular reactions, they change. And yeah, I could get mad, I could hit somebody who hit somebody else and continue to perpetuate that cycle. And sometimes that's what's necessary. And it's what has happened so much in the world. It's what has gotten us here. So if we're not immediately in threat of violence, and let's be honest, most of it is men doing this to women. It's a patriarchal society as far as humans go, but it's a feminine planet. It is a nurturing place. And if it wasn't for all that nurturing, we wouldn't be here, men or women. And so all the domestic violence, all the abuse in this world, all the violence, all the war, I got to experience being in an environment that was terrible. I spent time in prison. For those who don't know me, I was in there for 3 years. You know, the sociopaths, the psychopaths, you know, people with real issues, and they're all put in there together. And I had no choice. I was so stressed out. I was like to my limit. People fighting and yelling and all kinds of just I was always on high alert. It's like ready for anything to happen at any moment. And so I made a choice. Even though everything around me was seemingly trying to keep me in a state of fear, I said, what happens if I start to feel gratitude just for the fact that I'm alive? Not even focus on what was going on around. I made a decision to love my life and to feel gratitude for it. And I committed to it. Something bad would happen. I'd go into trigger fight or flight mode, and then all of a sudden I'd catch myself doing that. And they mostly weren't real threats. If it's a real threat, we take action. But 90-something% of what happens usually isn't a real threat. And the way we react to it, again, it comes from all of these belief systems, these opinions, these ideas that society, that our families, that our cultures have kind of imprinted into this nascent, pure, innocent perception that everybody is when we come into this world, regardless of implications, regardless of any of these ideas that society has convinced us temporarily that that's who we are. And I just kept focusing on how grateful I was to be alive. And over the course of months and months and months, it took about a year because it was really extreme. But when I had focused on feeling gratitude for life unconditionally, no matter what, and I just kept focusing on it over and over and over, it became a habit. It became a natural expression of my own being. And I wasn't afraid of anything, of anyone. All the things that happened that threw me off course, it didn't. And the beautiful thing is, so many of these men that I was in there with, they could feel it. And most of them don't really know about meditation or, there were people in there doing yoga, but it was a small group. And it kept happening over and over. These people would come up and they're like, why do I feel better around you? But when I go over there, it's not the same. But it's not me. They weren't feeling the way they were. They weren't trying to emulate me. It was the part of them inside of their own being, inside of their own perception, that was being activated, or not even activated. It was just their normal nature, their inner nature was responding to my inner nature. And because I had committed so much to being in harmony with nature, like, let's just break that down for a second, because it's really simple and it's really empowering to know. Everybody who's been doing these meditations with us for a while, I know you guys get this, and it's worth continuing to get, just as I continue to do. And that is, as we live in this world and we view everything for the way it appears to be, just our ability to view reality at all comes from the fact that there is some highly intelligent life force that is in and around every one of us. It's causing all these complex bodily systems to function. Breathing, thinking, feeling, everything that our body does requires such a high level of intelligence. And we've all got it. It's in all of us. And so I just realized, like, okay, if my body can exist whether I'm awake or asleep, what would happen if I allowed my intelligence to start being influenced by this innate intelligence? It's in me, it's in you, it's in everybody. And the more we are willing to explore what that means individually and collectively, the more that conditioned self, the more that socially engineered or socially indoctrinated state of awareness that we have adopted as our own, when we focus on this miracle and let it influence who we are, that hold that the world has kind of conditioned us into, it lessens, it gets weak, and it starts to go away, because this intelligence is not separate from our awareness. It is only because our awareness is a result of what's already there. And so it's just a rational, intuitive, instinctual state of being that is our inner nature. And when we recondition who we think we are to be influenced by what it is we are, this heartbeat and this innate intelligence. It deflects violence. It deflects abuse. And you hold yourself to a higher standard, not because you think you're better than anyone. It's because you are realizing that you're getting in tune to what is really happening. And the more in tune you are with that, the more you can witness everything in the world that appears to be going on. And you can neutralize the harmful effects of it. And not even just for yourself. You can do it for everybody. And this is a really, really fascinating phenomenon. Because it means that if we are in tune with our own inner nature, then nature itself, however big it appears to be, the natural world supports our willingness to truly know our own inner nature. And I watched these guys when I was in there, when they felt that around me, and I assured them, it isn't me, you're feeling that because you're aware of the same thing in you that I am in me. And so there's a sympathetic resonance. You know, when you hit a string on a harp or a guitar and the others vibrate, these bodies are vibratory frequency. Our voices are the crystallization, you could say, of all these systems working together in place so that as you become more aware and you create a habit of knowing your inner nature, the way you speak, the tone of your voice becomes an instrument of your own balance. You start getting in tune with life forever. So what happened with Karen? Terrible. And because Mary contacted me, her mom, it brought us all here. And so as we come together, as we get in tune with what it is we are and allow who we think we are to be influenced by what it is we are, we generate healing energy for Karen, for everybody in her and her mom's heart, and even for the abusers, as triggering as that could be. And that's not my intention to trigger. But I say that because we have the opportunity to begin to become so much more in tune with our authentic inner nature, which is miraculous in its origins. Again, it's doing things in our body faster than the speed of light, of sound. And the more our unconscious self starts to become conscious of that we already are, healing gets expedited. And others around us start to feel it. And we can be there to role model that, to encourage it in them. And so those guys that I was in there with, some of them were so into this. And I didn't know what it was. I mean, I did. I knew what it was, but I didn't know how to explain it. And then when I got out, I found out about Heart Math Institute, Joe Dispenza's work. There's so many places around the world that are focused on this because that's what's really going on. And we've been out of touch with it for a long time. But now we're getting back in touch with it. And we will start soon. I just really wanted to get this out and say this to everybody. So by Karen and her mother coming here, it offers us the ability to help bring healing into their lives, into Karen's body. And it also collectively allows us to begin to shine the light of our balanced consciousness on domestic abuse collectively, on violence collectively. And from a rational, logical, simple place perspective, again, go outside on a clear night and you can see the stars. That's a lot bigger than all the fear tactics of the matrix or machine or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's scary. It is all that, but it's really not. And it's actually really, really small compared to what we have access to, compared to what is already going on in us. So begin to relax. Take the words that were just shared and just gently feel into it and how it might pertain to you. And as you relax, as you scan your body from the top of your head, slowly down your head, through your neck, through your chest, arms, hands, solar plexus, your stomach, your gut, through your legs, into your feet, and into your toes. Let yourself be aware that the only reason you are aware of this body, this beautiful sanctuary, for this energy to become more self-realized by you. Come to terms with whatever pain you might be feeling. It's still this innate intelligence of the body perceiving this pain as you. And the better you get at recognizing them, the more these really difficult things that we all go through, the more they become a teacher, and the more you can begin to surrender your resistance to who you think you are, and start to allow yourself to be influenced by this miracle that you are. And the way that miracle influences you, it brings you to the point where you eventually start to trust anything and everything, because you start to be aware that there really isn't a beginning or an end. And as scary as that might be for people, everybody faces it. Everybody eventually starts to become conscious of what their consciousness really is. the origin of it. This is who we are. This is what we are. And the more we trust that, the more our own perceptual abilities start to become activated. And they start to attune to new perceptual abilities that were always there in everything. It just wasn't the time for it to start being turned on. And certainly now that we are here together, we're here to lift each other up. But sometimes lifting each other up requires that we be present with our own pain, with our own experiences, with our own belief systems. When we start to let go of that, this miracle, this amalgamation of who knows how many different frequencies of highly intelligent, genius, intelligent abilities to cause everything in our bodies to work together. The more we really learn to trust that process, the more that process begins to entrust us to become more powerful, to become more unified with this inner nature. And at some point, we start to come full circle. We start coming back to what was there in these bodies before language had formed, before the ideas of a world ruled by violence and abuse and fear. This is what we're doing together. So check in with yourself again and just scan your body. Very relaxed. And start to bring your awareness to your breath. And your body knows how to keep you breathing when you're asleep and when you're not paying attention to your body. So breathing is an involuntary process. Imagine what we can do when we voluntarily start to breathe with the breath that's already happening. This is where the possibility for integration from the unconscious self starts to become conscious of the order, the coherence, the rhythm of our body and our awareness of our body, so that all of our organs, all of our glands, things that we don't consciously even know to hardly a degree of what's already happening in us. The more we do this, at some point, we become aware that this is the most important relationship we could ever have. And then we start to get passionate about that relationship. And so, with the passion for this relationship, smile, put an actual smile on your face and feel it in your heart. As your heart is beating, it's creating rhythm, and you start to become in tune with the rhythm of your own breathing. And by smiling and feeling it in your being, you are turning on your love light. You are choosing to be in tune with the pulse of life that was with us from the moment this conception of our being began. And when we leave, this energy is there to guide us. It is us. And even though most have forgotten how objective they have the ability to be, that's okay. Because we are choosing individually and collectively to start being in tune with that frequency, with that energy, with our self-chosen ability to harmonize our sense of self with the rhythm of our breath, with the beating of our hearts. The more we get in harmony with that individually, the more willing we become to express our connection to it just because we can. We recognize that this life force is so powerful. It is so intelligent. And we are not separate from it. We've simply just forgotten how connected to it we actually are. And that is the beauty of all of this. We have temporarily veered off from what it is that allowed us to come into this world and what it is that leaves when, if we want to leave. And because we have forgotten about it for the duration of the lifespan of how we perceive reality through these beings that we are, the process of remembering, of reconnecting, It allows us to become really passionate, really grateful, really reverent, and really creative. And we realize that life has got our backs, that it's by our side, that it is even closer than the beating of our own heart. Our conditioned sense of self through this remembering process starts to really enjoy the whole process. We realize that even though we have forgotten, the ability to remember and connect deeper is perfect. We come to accept it as it is, and as willing servants to the life force that we already are. We have the ability to become the architects of our own lives, of this world. Let's smile again and feel that smile in your heart. And just the process of putting a smile on your face and then feeling it in your heart. So many different chemical and bioelectric actions take place that if we were conscious of just everything working together to make that happen, we would immediately be in a state of awe, of wonder, of remembering how worth it is to focus on true intimacy with the life force that is us, that is animating us. That we are and that we will always be. And what if all the terrible things that happen in our lives, and of course, whatever we go through, it's ours. It's with us, whether we like it or not. But if we can come to this place of not allowing our conditioned sense of self to cling too tightly to the trauma, to the drama, to the pain, then all of that stuff, with our willingness to not be so attached to what we think it means, it becomes upgraded. We're able to perceive it at a level where we recognize it. The more we can be detached on an energetic perspective, the more we're able to move through the death, fire, the pain, destruction, trauma. And we can witness all of that observe it for what it appears to be, the more that energy that is allowing us to have these experiences, the more it recognizes the efforts we make to start getting in tune with it. And to the degree that we prioritize this connection, the more this energy starts to upgrade our perceptual abilities. All these different sensitivities that we didn't even know were there start to become self-evident. We recognize that the sensitivities that we feel are able to get even more sensitive. And instead of feeling so vulnerable, to allow ourselves to be that sensitive. To the degree that we are vulnerable and totally trusting and letting go of what we think it is, the more empowered we become. So smile again. And this time, as you feel the feeling that the smile creates in your heart, and if you're able to associate it with some kind of experience in your life, or some kind of experience that you would love to have happen, but that maybe hasn't yet, some kind of dream or nightmare even, or something that is coming to you, planting a seed of empowering you to recognize that witnessing whatever it is that came into you while you're dreaming, while you're daydreaming, while you're imagining, are literally creating wholeness in your body. And the more this energy of your body starts to become harmonized, to the degree that you are willing to be in harmony with it, and you accept that you are being offered the greatest opportunity that ever could be, because it addresses this connection that, even though we were unconscious of it, that it was still there, just waiting for us to witness it. Relax your body even deeper. Any pain, any static energy, be aware of it and intentionally relax even more just because of it. Relax whatever part of your body corresponds to this pain or trauma. Relax right into it deeper. almost like your body could go to sleep. And you might even be ready to let it sleep, while at the same time, you allow your sensitivities to be open, to be alert. And so the polarity between a totally relaxed body and a totally alert sense of awareness present. When those polarities start to become balanced and whole and complete, the better you get at being able to sustain coherence so that you and all of this miraculous energy pulsing through your body, the more you get in tune with this, the quicker it begins to instruct you on how you can continue to sustain these states of self-empowerment, of getting in tune with what it's like to be in coherence, so that you are supported by and in harmony with the magnificent ability of it, create life, and for you to be able to observe your life, all life, in the place of harmony, in the place of coherence, and the feelings that being consciously in harmony with the energies of your body feels like, of what it actually is. You are intentionally harmonizing your sense of self with what is allowing you to even be yourself through your loving, caring, passionate commitment to not only just know yourself as this, but to embody it and exude it naturally in a way that all the cells of your body are reverberating with the feeling of what it feels like to consciously be so in harmony with this miracle that we all are, and that everything is. And so as we're breathing gently and rhythmically, as we are choosing to breathe deeper, to explore what it's like to continue breathing by using more of your lungs, just by breathing deeper, using more lung capacity, even if that was all you ever focused on. Just making a habit of breathing gentle and deep. That alone creates the rhythm, the tangible feeling of frequency, sustain, the more you let yourself be aware of your breath and your commitment to breathing with more lung capacity. Just by doing that, you begin to know how you can sustain greater conscious coherence between the heart and brain, between every organ, every gland in your body. And this offers reasons for celebration. You become so in tune with your breathing, synchronized with your heartbeat, with your mental awareness, with your instinct, by you intentionally marrying all these functions and aspects of your being and of your perception. The more you're able to recognize how being in these sustained states affects the world, your world, everybody around you. When you do this and you get good at sustaining it, even if it's only a little bit, authority figures become neutralized. Abusers start to change and recognize that they are unconsciously playing out a pattern that they temporarily adopted as who they are. And their addiction to body chemistry that is steeped in trauma is something that, even if they're not aware of it, your balance that you create with life itself balances the environment around you. Your ability to be in coherence with that, you, your inner nature, the natural world around you. When you look at violence, when you witness war, abuse, hatred, unconscious addictions to behavior that doesn't serve anybody, even the ones perpetrating it. They are unconsciously acting from a program that is so out of sync with the marriage of life force and personality. If you remain conscious, even if it's just a little bit, and keep doing it, even if it's only for 5 or 10 minutes, but that you commit to doing every day, you start to create habits through your focus that are inspired by your relationship to life. And when terrible things happen to us or in the world around us, we are able to witness all of it as the observer. And no matter how painful something is, we don't have to hang on to it. And when we realize that, and we know it, when we create habits of being more in tune with it, that means we are connecting to such a greater expanse of life in and all around us, to the degree that we are supported by something so much greater than these trapped frequencies of hate, of fear, the willingness to commit harm to others, abuse, violence. When we witness this in tune with life, and we are recognizing that we have a community of others who are prioritizing their relationship with life, this is so much bigger than all of these patterns that so many are so unconscious of. So even when things happen, we feel it, we go through it, and then we let it go. We don't hold on to the feelings of trauma, the impact of others inflicting harm on us. We start getting in tune with the natural world, and like complex ecosystems, all these different elements of our being support the rest of us. And this is playing out from here to forever. And all of those who are temporarily in a trap, in a prison of self-persecution, in many ways, people stuck in this prison are recreating this type of imprisonment so that others who are not aware of the majesty of life force that is the inner nature, and that is the natural world. All of those old abusive patterns start to disentangle themselves. And this happens when you're totally trusting the force that is causing our hearts to beat. And we're never alone when we choose to really get into it. You have friends, community, and feeling supported by the infinite nature of life itself is a force that we bit by bit start to become more and more aware of. Because as we become more aware of it, we up the amplitude of frequency that pulses through our being with every beat of our heart, and that we become so conscious of that we are able to view, to see, to know ideas, frequency, greater coherence at a level, in a way that is in harmony and empowered by having your own perceptual abilities, so that all of the physical structures of your body are supported, so they become stronger, so that more electromagnetic energy can pulse through your muscles of perception. And as you become more and more aware of it, the more you recognize how much greater the recognition of your life force is than all the suffering in the world. One person so in tune with this process can change everything. A whole bunch of us doing that together. Again, it's a reason to celebrate. So just have a little silent celebration inside of you. Your perception is the spotlight. Your breathing and your heartbeat is the music. And your smile that you feel in this celebration, that is the energy that allows it all to be. Just by being here together, we are all giving each other acknowledgement, encouragement, to create greater awareness of what is already there. So the more you choose to do this, and then interact with others who are also choosing to discover that community equals immunity to everything. Everything that knocks us off balance, from all of the harmful toxins and everything that are in our world. All of that actually is encouraging us to prioritize this connection that we already are. And the more we do that together, the more powerful we all become. And to those who have been abused and that currently are being abused, We have the ability to explore all of this together and to test ourselves. If you don't know, if you don't believe how powerful you are and that we all are together, you can test it out for yourself. And when you stick with it, you realize how an internal state of being neutralizes harmful things in the world around you. Again, you become quite pleased with the results. Feel grateful for life itself, for friends who also love life, and how as a community, we can help those who are unconscious of their abusive potential, of how much they abuse others in this world. Our connection can help them reconnect the part of themselves that are leaping in harmful cycles that aren't just harmful to us, it's them. They are hurting themselves because this life that we came into this world with and that we leave it with, and that is with us right now, forever. It knows what we're doing. The more we continue to act in ways that are out of touch, that are out of sync with our personal and collective community ability to create this immune response so that the triggers turn into lessons. And that with our lessons, we learn. And each time we learn a lesson of connection, and our body's perceptual ability becomes increased, the greater this connection becomes, and the more empowered you are, we are together. So feel gratitude in your heart. Your smile represents that. And memorize that feeling. When you choose to smile with the intention of turning on your ability to be in tune with life, let yourself memorize that feeling. You're smiling. You feel it in your heart, and you let it reverberate through every cell of your being. And you continue to do that until you literally can feel your pulse outside of your body. You can feel your heart beating in nature. any living being in tune with the nature that it is ready to be a soul reflective mirror to us so that we can continue to evolve. And so when you interact with your beautiful body, you're choosing to flood all the cells of your body with your willingness to grow, to love. The more that frequency disarms everything that appears to seek to hurt it. And those that do hurt us or hurt others, by us being in tune, they start to become disarmed. And you're unattached to all of the things, the attachments that previously held us back. And this is a beautiful thing. So as you're feeling that smile and the sensations of it reverberating through every cell of your body, you're breathing with more lung capacity than you usually use. And you're going to breathe deeper and more gentle. The action of doing that creates more oxygen, more air to assist in this animating force that is the soul. And so with our awareness on our breath, with an expansion in lung capacity, and our smile, acknowledging we love this, and that we're going to continue loving it more and more. With our ability to be relaxed, fully relaxed, while our awareness is alert and awake. Focus on the water that you brought. And let your smile that you feel in your heart, whatever that feeling feels like, or whatever you want it to feel like, and that you're getting glimpses of being able to feel. Let that feeling be in the water that you can drink. Your smile, your self-love, this miracle pulsing through your entire body. Let that be in the water. And keep our dear sister Karen in your heart, and mother and family, empowered, healing, And may Karen create the situation that will serve her best, that will keep her happy, and that will deflect or deter those who are unconscious and are hurting her and everyone else that goes through these experiences. Let our personal and collective awareness and the immunity to negative or harmful experiences, let us become more aware of that personally and together as a group. And let your water reflect that you are here selflessly, choosing to feel love and support for Karen and her family and for everybody around the world that experiences these things. Through our own connection, we are causing all these harmful old patterns to become disconnected from those who are unconscious that they embody this. Trust this feeling. Trust that you are truly, selflessly connecting with life so that it influences yourself, your personality. From this moment into your future, let that trust, that faith in the life that is already creating actions that are beyond intelligent. It's beyond genius. And it's who each and every one of us are. Let yourself be in love with life and feel that love in the water that you're going to drink. And so for those who want to continue being in a deeper state, we will see you soon. And we thank you for showing up and helping our dear sister, her mother, her brother, everybody affected by that situation. Showed up because we want greater healing and resolution to come into their lives so that they can be empowered by something so hurtful, so that everybody experiencing such things can become more empowered, more in tune with what is really going on, and the support of all of us connecting with our own inner nature in this way and allowing the natural world to support our efforts and our ability to be more and more aware of this process. So if you want to stay in these states, just hang up in the call now. and for everybody else that wants to come into a more physically alert state of being, with the knowingness that you are memorizing the feeling of connection in you. And you are projecting that feeling into your future through the now. Take your hands, rub them together, and create friction, heat. And when they get nice and hot, put the palms of your hand over your eyes, giving you darkness temporarily, and love and appreciate that darkness, that contrast, that your own light of perception is aware of. When you're ready and you're up, take your water. Take a sip and smile as you do it. We're so grateful for everybody who came and did this work. This is really beautiful. Wonderful to connect in this way. So please share this, like it, love it, tag others, get the word out there. We're going to be doing shorter meditations during the day. We're going to be doing live in-person events regularly. And let's create this connection together for our future, for each other, and for the benefit of all who are ready to embrace potential, to normalize it, to make that what we choose to focus on to the degree it becomes our second and then first nature. Greg, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Before you leave, though, hey,
Yeah.
Seth, did you get any of the chat messages I sent there?
No. Let me do that.
So a little twist at the end here. So do we want to cut off the live stream and just have a brief private Zoom?
Yeah.
If anybody
Well,
wants
I
to
mean,
join. Okay.
keep it public too, right?
Okay. Well, yeah, we could do that too. There was a question that Mary, you did actually send me directly. I don't know if you realize you sent it to me directly, not to the main channel on the
Yes.
Zoom, but there was the coherence meditation, what or the heart meth. You had a question on what exactly is a heart meth. And I thought maybe that's something, Seth, you can go into. I know that um, last week we actually had a coherence meditation 101. We kind of went back to the basics there. And in the email that was sent out, there's a link to the Heart Math Institute webpage, and specifically, I think an article that Seth put out there. Well, Seth did not put in on the website, but he made the link available in that email. So if you'd like to send me an email, Mary, I can forward that over to you.
Okay. I've done heart math training, but I thought Karen, it'd be nice for Karen to have that
Perfect,
information.
perfect. So, Seth, that's something you can elaborate on?
Yeah, believe it or not, I actually don't know that much about it. But what I do know, Heart Math Institute, basically an organization that is doing double-blind placebo studies to demonstrate how much heart, brain, whole body, whole soul coherence can positively and healthily impact our lives. And I know they have hundreds of studies. And from what I understand, everybody who gets involved in it ends up loving life together. And that's the power of this. But I would, just look it out, check it out. Probably be more informative than I just was.
Yeah, during the meditation, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, on that topic too, and I'm sure everybody knows Nikola Tesla, but he says if you want to learn the secrets of the universe, look into vibration, energy, and frequency. So along the whole lines of being coherent and getting everyone together, it's kind of funny because I know there was a recent conversation on Facebook about the Greg Braden missing links episode or series on Gaia. And I'm also involved with like some Facebook like Schumann Resonance channels. So to kind of lay some fundamentals or foundation on that, with the Zenic wave, the energy, vibration frequency, the Schumann, resonance, but just getting everyone together collectively um, will amplify those intentions. And I'm sure that everybody knows, the different scientific studies they've done where they have like a piece of glass and then they have like some dirt and everything and they have like a whole bunch of like bass and everything that's just amplifying, and you see the dirt and everything based upon the certain frequencies, the pattern and of the dirt and the particles on the glass, they're in a certain, they're in a certain pattern, but
Cymatics, they call that.
oh, is that what? Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all this stuff just intrigues me. It's just like, and one of the things I actually do is I've tried these out. I have two of these, left and right. But if anybody has, anybody knows binaural beats with the TMI, the Monroe Institute. So I actually have one of these left and right that during these coherence meditations, I go out on YouTube and I play one of these frequency um, videos. So I have this, and it actually has been helping, Seth. I remember I mentioned a couple months ago on these. Yeah, these are great. So yeah, I just play that, and actually it soaks in, and I get into a deeper trance.
Beautiful.
Pretty cool.
With that in mind, we will do stuff in the future on sound, because like I said, the voice doesn't matter. You don't need to be able to sing or anything at all, but when you feel your voice just you kind of do that and you get into feeling it, you can eventually feel it throughout your entire being, and that alone, it'll break up stagnation, blockages, all of that. So we will do stuff. I don't know, I'm thinking it's probably going to be easier to do that stuff at live events with sound. We could do it on here, but
yeah, I know the other day you're doing the throat singing, right? Or with that I don't know the name of that again, that instrument, with your friend. I saw that too. Yeah. Yeah. So it also, to piggyback off of that then too, and frequency, really the one of the main reasons I got this also is to have, first of all, the left and right, but also binaural beats. That's really cool too. But each one of our chakras has a certain frequency. So based upon what we're working on for a coherence meditation that week, we can pick out a certain frequency and we can basically play that through our speakers. So I found these on Amazon. These are probably about $65. If anybody wants the link, I can just send that to you. Email me at greg@freedomsnap.org with 2 G's.
You know what? I just realized that the Monroe Institute isn't that dissimilar from the HeartMath Institute, right? They're kind of like the frequency research of of sound, right? Of coherence. I mean, maybe I
Right.
don't
Have you ever participated in one of those?
No, I've
No.
done meditations with it, but
Yeah.
I've never, no.
I've done it. I've done it twice actually with the local Phoenix group here, and they, I guess they are certified TMI practitioners, and they had like a weekly or biweekly, type call. But I got on there one time and I had my headphones on, but you could actually feel or you can hear that sound going around your head, and to stimulate certain parts of the brain. It's really cool. I want to get into it a little bit more. So,
Hold
so
on. Kind of,
Mary, you have anything to add on the heart math, or Karen, would you like to chime in? Karen, are you on audio? I didn't see you actually on audio, I don't think. It's great to see you.
I think she can speak through my phone. Go ahead, Karen.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you guys were together there.
No, we're not. You couldn't get the audio on, I guess.
I see.
What do you choose? Oh, there you Okay.
I just want to say thank you.
yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to keep you guys in my heart, in my prayers. And it will get better,
Yep.
Yeah, having community support from others who do this. Like I said, when I was in prison, just the amount of people who were so aware of these feelings. And it's funny because a lot of those people that were doing it, I check in on them every now and then. And quite a few of them have created really healthy lives after getting out, which, recidivism rates are really high. There's so many people who get out and they go right back because they spent so many years of their life in there. So to see that kind of transformation in a place like that, very inspiring. And so, yeah, I don't need to get into details with you about it, but your situation is going to get better, and I'm here to support you. If you need help, voice memos work best. If you have questions or anything at all, you can just keep that exchange going, so that way you have our support and my support. If you
Where would you send it to, Seth?
We're connecting on Messenger, right?
Yeah.
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 Are you're connected, Karen, with Seth? I think
Yes,
she followed you on something.
yeah, there are pages that you.
Yeah, send me, or actually copy and paste it and then give it to your mom and have her send it to me, and then I'll find you on there, friend you, and then we can just do that through Messenger.
Yeah, we have the Signal group for now, and ultimate plans are to get a lot more involved with our own social platform on Freedom Snap. Then we're currently building it out and
Tell them about
working
that.
hot and heavy about that. So
I'm so excited for that. Oh
I
my
know.
God.
Yeah,
Talk more about it. That'd be great. Let's get the word out there.
it's hard being a one-man IT team, but we're building it out, and we're gonna have a beta where everybody, at least we're gonna start off with this community right here, and at least we'll have our own little corner of the internet. We'll expand from there. So it's our own social platform, and and there will be a phone app for it too. So we'll be able to notify everyone when we're starting things, and it'll be pretty cool. So more news very soon.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
all right, guys.
Hey.
Would anybody else like to chime in a little Q&A discussion at the end here? Anything? Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining. We will see you next week. Okay, Tuesday. I might be on vacation, but I'm going to bring my laptop with me. So I'll see you guys.
All right.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Thanks, Greg,
Bye-bye.
Carrie, Karen, Mary. Thank you guys and everybody else. Grandpa Bill, Kat. Thank you for coming. It's great to see all you. Quantum Mother T.
Yes. Good seeing again.